Hi, welcome back to our WebWave training sessions. I'm Mike, and today I'm going to show you how to build a simple online shop. We're going to cover what I think it's a very interesting topic, the WebWave shopping cart. I'm going to show you how to add standard as well as digital products to the website, and how to set up different variants for products. We're going to display our products using a list of items and categories we've set up, and finally, we're going to add terms and conditions, enable online payments, and add delivery options. Today, we're going to work on this website that has been built using one of our templates. It's pretty much already a fully functional online shop, however, I have adjusted it slightly so it's a little bit better for our presentation. We're gonna start by adding an Add to a Cart button that can be found here, but we're gonna add it to shared elements, because if we want added here, our Add to Cart button will be visible only on one subpage, and we want it to be visible everywhere. So here I just added our button, I'm gonna resize it slightly and move it where I want it to be. So right next to our menu on top. I'm just gonna move it and resize it so it fits here nicely. And now you can also replace the text that's inside for something else. In this case, we're going to remove our text and replace it with an icon. It can be found in Icon Bank. Just gonna type in cart and select this one. So like this one, I'm going to change its color to white. And we can also resize our icon by resizing it just as we would resize our font. So you just have to click here and select the size, and here we got it. Now we're going to remove that red color from a button, and we can do that by changing the opacity settings, or we can simply switch off the background color of a button. We also need to change it for the hover state so it doesn't get highlighted. Cool, we got our show cart button sorted. Let's go to our homepage. Now it's time to talk a little bit more about article templates. An article template is, as the name suggests, a pattern based on which articles will be added. There may be several templates, and this will streamline our work greatly because, in principle, when adding a new product, we'll not have to create the entire subpage from scratch, but only change the photo, change the description, and adjust the Add to Cart button. We can click here to access the article layouts or article templates. As you can see, we already got one here, but we're going to create a new one by clicking here. While being in the article layout tab in the settings panel, I'm going to change the name of the entire layout to Shoe Webinar. Naming your layouts will help you navigate between them later on. As you can see, our newly created article template already has some set elements. These elements can be adjusted, but they can't be removed. However, there's a way around that. Let's say we don't want article date to be displayed in that template. You can just switch off its visibility in the layers panel, and it's done. Now I'm going to change position of a few elements so it looks a little bit better. I'm going to resize the header image. Now I'm going to resize and move our article header. It's going to be a little bit smaller, well, much smaller. We're going to change it to 30 pixels high, or maybe 34, 32. Okay. Now we're going to move our description a little bit, and we're going to use this description as our price tag, or the element where the price will be displayed. Before I do that, I still have to adjust these elements a little bit. Okay, now we can delete that and just type in the price. We can add another paragraph to actually have some description of the product. I'm gonna align them a little bit better. Now we're gonna create yet another header, and this will be our longer description. So I'll just change the title to description. Let's add a paragraph that we will use to add our extended description. And I'm going to add yet another header, and this will be a header for the section where we're gonna describe or list all the materials our shoes are made of. I mean, not our shoes, the shoes. The shoes that will be listed on our website. So let's type materials used and then add another paragraph where we can actually list these materials. So let's say leather and polyester, maybe. Okay. Now we added our elements. We can adjust them. We can change their content, so you can just type in the price after we create a new article. And we can also add other elements, so you can add images, icons, etc. So it doesn't have to be text only. Now we can create a new article using one of our templates by clicking here and clicking that plus icon, and now we can select one of our templates here. Then you just click create and it's all done. So now we've got our article created. We can adjust it according to our needs. First, we've got that image on the left. We can change, we can insert the image we want by clicking here. I'm gonna just select one of our preloaded images. We're gonna adjust our header. Then we can enter the price and change the description, etc. But sometimes we got the situation where we got too much text and the text might be overlapping. It might go on top of the other elements and this won't look good at all. But we have a way to fix that and I'll show it to you in a second. So first, let's go back to our articles and blog and let's edit our layout. And here I'll show you how to add an add to cart button. You go here, add to cart, and now you have to type in product's name, then its price in the selected currency. You can also set up the tax amount. And let's just create our button for now. I'm going to adjust it slightly, as well as other elements of our template. So it's going to look a little bit better. I'm going to adjust the color of our button so it's a bit darker and matching our menu. Also the color on hover, so it's slightly lighter. Okay. Now let's take care of that overlapping text issue. All we need to do is add a link so that our elements repel each other instead of overlapping. We need to link the elements in the template hierarchically from top to bottom. So one by one we link the header to the price to the description, and the description to our button. Then we can also group some elements together and then we can make them push each other off when needed. I'll just position them nicely and okay. Now after you click on our header, you can link it to the description by clicking edit relation button and then this one, add relation. And this should add a link between them. Sometimes it doesn't work, so you have to go to settings panel. Select the element, go to settings panel, and then you should have edit binds, and this will allow you to link them together again. Now I'm going to move them down because we're gonna group our first part of our template, and this way it's going to be easier to move these elements and add relation between them. So in our second part of our template, I'm also going to bind them together. And now we can set the relation between the group and the first element of our second part of our template. Now I also noticed that when scrolling the page, our template goes over the menu and we have to fix it simply by going to Layers panel, and then you have to drag shared elements to the top, because that's the layer that has to stay on top, otherwise other elements will go on top of it. Now as you can see, everything stays where it should be, and now we can check how our article changed after we applied some changes to our template. So let's go back to our article, and now as you can see, nothing's overlapping and the text here is just fine, and all the elements are spaced properly. So now we can see that if I copy paste this description, the other elements are being pushed off to keep the proper distance. Now I'm going to remove our article, and I'm going to talk a little bit about categories. Okay, let's go to articles and blog, then categories, and here you can see the 3 categories I've already created. These are very helpful for organizing all your products. Here you can add a new category, so we're gonna add men's all category. In our case, we're gonna use it to group all the products for men. As you can see, we don't have any articles linked yet, so we're gonna change it. Let's create a new article. We're gonna choose our template, and here you can choose the category our article will belong to. So we're gonna select men's all, and here's our first article in this category. Now I'm going to change its name to some code name, so it's going to be easier to identify later on. After you change the name in the settings, the heading should change automatically as well. And in case you'll ever need to add an article to a different category, you can do it here. But we're gonna leave it as it is, and I'm going to change the price. You can then also change the description, but now we're going to add a new product for our Add to Shopping Cart button. So to open this window, you just have to right click on a button and then select Edit Product. We're going to name our product, add some code name. You're gonna leave the price as it is, and you can also add some description. So yeah, we're just gonna type sample description. Here we can add a product thumbnail, which will be visible in our shopping cart and in the email our customer will receive. So select this option if you want this message to be sent after purchase. And here we can access more options, which we will right now, because we're gonna add a few variants of our shoes. So because the shoes we sell come in different sizes, we can add these options here. Let's say size 40, add 41, etc. Now we're gonna add another variant which will be paid extra. So we're gonna offer our customers shoe polish. So after we add this variant, we can then add option which will be paid extra. So yes and no if someone doesn't need any more shoe polish in their life. Okay, now let's close it and it should be added. Now let's allow our customers to see what they're actually buying. So let's edit this image. I'm going to select one of the preloaded images, and let's say that our first product is now done. So now, as I already prepared some other products, we need to find a way to showcase them to our client. So we're gonna click that block feed element, and now we can set it up in our settings panel. So first, now we're going to select entire element, number of articles. I'm going to change it to 6, articles in row 3, horizontal spacing 20. We're going to position our thumbnails on top, and we're going to disable this option, the show dots option, and this will remove the dots that were next to our prices. We also don't really need the date to be displayed, so we're going to remove it as well. And here in the top, in this menu, you can select any of the elements of our block feed. As an example, we are going to resize the images in our grid. So I'm going to change it to 280 width and 230 height. I'm gonna move it a bit down. And let's not forget to move our shared elements on top in the layers panel to avoid overlapping of our block feed and the menu. I'm also going to change the headers. I'm going to move these prices to the right and make them slightly larger. We can also choose if we want that read more text to be displayed. You just have to go to the settings panel and disable this option here, and it's hidden. I think that our headers might be a little bit too large, so I'm going to make them a bit smaller. Okay, and now I'm going to show you how to change the content that's being displayed in our blocks feed, or our image grid or products grid. And you can adjust it here. So block feed settings, and then you can select the category of products you created earlier. But we're going to select Menzo, click OK. And now, as we do have only one article in that category, we're going to add our pre-made articles to that category as well, so they are being displayed in our newsfeed or products grid. So you just have to expand every article, and then here you can select the category you want these articles to be in. In our case, I'm going to select men's all category for every unassigned article of our website. Cool, now I'm going to close this window. And as you can see, our grid or newsfeed or blogs feed has been automatically filled with our new products. Now I'm going to show you how to make our products list look even more interesting. So I'm just gonna create a new web page, rename it to For Hair, as this web page will include women's shoes. I'm gonna copy our old menu and paste it back here. Now we can position it properly by drag and dropping it or using this button, which will move all the elements down or up, including this element. Now we're gonna add a few buttons that will be used for our advanced interaction. I'm gonna change its color so it matches our website a little bit better. Also gonna change the text inside to all. We also need to change the color on hover, so I'll just select a little bit lighter one, and I'm gonna place it here. I'm gonna just copy paste it a few times, and I'm going to place and space them out properly. Now I just noticed that our menu is slightly off the center, so we're gonna use our guidelines to place it right in the middle. As you can see, this green guideline will show us where the middle of our website is exactly. And now we're gonna space the buttons as well as menu properly, so we're gonna keep the same space between them, and now it should be alright. I'm also gonna change the text inside our buttons to know what they do after we click on them, so we know which group, which category they are assigned to. So on this subpage, we're gonna create a little bit more advanced way of displaying categories. And it could be made in such a way that we're gonna create a separate subpages, and each of them would display a given list with a given category. We're gonna use our interactions on buttons to then show a given category. So now I'm going to copy paste our menu a few times. I mean our product list. I'm gonna name them properly so we can easily identify them, and we're gonna know which product list is which. So now I'm naming them properly. All sport and winter. Now I'm going to select a correct category for each of our menus or products list. So it's gonna be women's all. This one, women's sport collection, and the winter one. Cool. Now we're gonna save our website. And don't worry that the text here looks a little bit weird. We're gonna hide these menus anyway, because we're gonna have one default option available first. Then if you click on other buttons, they will show up. So to set this up, we have to go to Settings panel, click Action, Show or Hide Objects, Show Elements. I'm gonna select All category. Then we're going to add interaction, which will be Hide Elements, where we'll select Sport and Winter. So that will hide two other categories. And we're gonna do exactly the same for the other buttons. So Show or Hide Objects, show the category we want to show, so sport, and hide two other ones. Now the last button, where we're gonna do exactly the same. So show or hide objects, show elements, show winter category, and then hide elements, which gonna hide two other categories. Sorry, sport and all. Cool. Now we're gonna hide two other categories, so they are not visible until we click on a button. So they're gonna be hidden by the default, and only all category will be visible first. I'm gonna hide this one as well. And now it should all be set up. So by default, we're gonna have this menu on, and if we're gonna go to our website preview, we can see if our buttons work. And as you can see, we can change our categories by clicking our buttons. I've just noticed that we have to fix one thing, which is we're gonna move shared elements to the top in our layers panel, because otherwise they will get on top of our menu. But now it should be fixed. What we're also going to do is we're going to add animation on show, so our elements will appear in a little bit nicer way, rather than just, well, appearing and moving everything on our website. So we're gonna select fade in, as I think this is the best match for our menu, and I'm going to do exactly the same for other menus. So the sport, fade in, and the same for the winter category. Cool, now it's all done, and our elements, our menus will show up in much nicer way. Let's see the preview, and let's click on our buttons. As you can see, our animations work really well, and I think it looks really good. Now it's time to add another product, but in different form. And this will be an ebook or digital product. We're gonna add it not as an article, but it will be available for purchase on a separate subpage. So we're gonna create a new subpage, rename it to ebook, and we gotta add an entire element to our subpage. We're gonna use one of our pre-made element groups. I'm gonna select image with text, and then I can just simply adjust it. So that's what I'm doing right now, and it might take some time, but it's okay. Gonna move this paragraph. I'm gonna remove our button because we won't need it for now. Gonna move the text, change the title to ebook. Let's say shoe matching guide or 101. I'm gonna resize it a bit. I'm gonna make it bold as well. And we're gonna add our image by clicking this option. Gonna select one of our preloaded images. And now I'm going to add an add to cart button and to replace the one we removed before. So I'm gonna type in product name, the price, as well as description. So let's say, see how you can match your shoes easily. You can add some lorem ipsum
and add product thumbnail.
You can select the same picture we used before, and here we've got the option to send a message to our client after purchase. So if you'd like to deliver your product through WebWave, you can paste a link where your client can access or download the digital product they just purchased. I'm just gonna click create product, move our add to cart button, and it's done. Now we can upload our ebook through My Images and Files. Just go here, then select Files, and you just select your ebook from the list we've got here. And here you got the URL that we're gonna copy and paste into our product settings that are hidden within our add to cart button. So I'm just gonna close this one, right click here, edit product, and you can paste our link here so the client will get the download link in the message that is sent after purchase. And you can also hint that they can download their product by clicking the following link. Okay, now I'm going to close this window and I'll make a few adjustments to this button so it looks a little bit better, so it matches our website. Normal, hover state, a bit lighter. Okay, now it looks better. We also have to remember about adding our add to shopping cart button to the group of the elements we added at the beginning. Then it's easier to move the stuff around and then to keep the right order within a group. So now all of these elements can be moved by simply dragging this button up and down. Cool. And now we're left with the last thing I wanted to show you today, which are our store settings. They can be accessed through our main menu, and here you can set the tax amount in your store, the default currency. You can turn online payments on and off, and you can also choose the platform for your online payments, which can be either PayPal or Stripe. You can allow payment on delivery and turn on shipping of your products. You're gonna add a shipping option. Let's say DHL as an example, and let's say it's gonna cost about $20, and you can use any company for your shipment. You can also change the availability for payment, so you can switch between different options here. You can also add a description for said shipment method. You can also leave instructions for your client, so let's say please provide your phone number for easier delivery, etc. You can also add free shipment of products from a certain amount. So let's say if our client spends $200, they're gonna get free shipping. Another email to the shop assistant, so if you get another email that you're gonna use, you can type it in here. You can add custom fields in the second order step. So as an example, I'm going to do pretty much the same as with the previous description. So I'm gonna write, please provide a phone number and address, just as an example. You can type anything here that will be useful for delivery or ordering of your products. You can also change your card colors. So I'm just gonna select the colors that we use on our website. You can add discount codes, so you just have to type code here, and then the discount value. You can also set the date before which your client can use the code, and the maximum number of users. We're gonna add our discount code, and here you can turn on the pop-up with terms and conditions. We're gonna just name it as TNC. Here you can place your terms and conditions, or you can just simply ask your clients to accept terms and conditions that can be seen and read somewhere else on your website. Here, by clicking required, you can make acceptance of shop conditions mandatory, and you can link to a page with your terms and conditions. Now let's go back to main settings menu, and here you can turn on the information that will show up when your customer confirms their order. So this can be information such as the information about returns or replacements or anything like that. Then you can set up a redirection after a successful purchase. So if your client actually buys something, you can redirect him to an article or a website where you're gonna display a thank you message or anything like that. So yeah, as I said, you can just type in a custom URL where you have that thank you message. Cool. Now we can write a message to our customer when they confirm their order, so you will soon confirm your order. Just as an example. Now let's close our settings and let's publish our website to see the results. You can click this link to go to our website, and here it is. But I think it might be missing something. Do you know what it might be? Well, we've got our shopping cart icon, but we still can't access any of the subpages we've done. So we have to adjust menu first. First, I'm going to remove the promotions button. I'm going to set up a link for our homepage. Going to remove bestsellers. Now I'm going to create a button for him subpage. It's going to lead to for him. The same for her. For her. And now a shop button that's gonna do nothing, but it's gonna serve as our menu for the other subpages. So we're gonna add it, and we can now place for her and for him under the shop. And we're gonna do the same for our ebook. So here we're gonna create a link to our ebook. And also place it under the shop. I'm gonna change the order of the buttons, so the home page is first. And I think we're done here, so I'm gonna close this window now. And we also have to adjust this menu so it looks a bit better. So I'm gonna just select one of the buttons and change the background color. As you can see, there's one button that it's still white, and it's because its state is active and not hover or any other state. So you have to change the background color of it as well. And now it should be alright. Cool. It seems everything should work fine now. So let's publish our website again and let's see if it worked. We're gonna open our website and let's test our menu first. So I'm gonna click homepage and it opens up our homepage as intended. Then we can check our shop button and the options available. So as you can see, we can now access For Him subpage. We can open any of our products and it all works. Let's go to For Her. Here we got our advanced products menu, and by clicking each button, different categories are being displayed. As you can see, all of our animations work and all categories work as well. Now let's see our ebook. Here it is, Shoe Matching 101, only $200. Now let's go back to our shop and let's buy a pair of our shoes. And we're gonna click Add to Shopping Cart. We're gonna select our size, 41, shoe polish, yes please, add to cart. Next. Now we have to fill in the form with our details, so name, company name, zip code, city, country, tax ID, etc. Now if there are multiple shipping methods set up on your website, we could select them here. In this text field we can enter additional order data that we requested before. We're gonna type in our phone number, email address, and here's the terms and conditions thing. Okay, we forgot the address. Cool. Now let's click next to go to our order confirmation screen, and here we got a summary of all the data we've entered before. Then we can enter our discount code, and as you can see, it validates it as well. Here's our information on the order confirmation screen that we've set up before. Now we can place our order, and we are being informed that this is our first payment and this is going to be payment test mode. So it means we can't collect any money yet, and we can't provide any real payment details. We're just gonna click next and see what happens. Now we've been redirected to Stripe, and this is a platform for sending and collecting payments. You can enter your card information here, name on your card, select country, etc. And this platform will allow your customers to pay for their shoppings on your website. So on this page, for the test payment, you would normally have to type in all your credit card information, then click pay, and if the payment will go through, our website will redirect you to our thank you page, which might look like this. Thanks for shopping and for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and as you could see, setting up a shop in WebWave can be fun, and I wish you many happy customers. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, comment or subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video where we'll explain how to set up a blog. See you next time. Bye!